welcome, welcome. Just gonna wait for the people to come on. We are going live today. I'm so excited. It's always such a vibe when I go on live because I haven't done these consistently as I used to do back in the day. For me, back in the day is like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So it's really nice to come into the space. I'm like, oh, okay. And normalize that consistency and the flow of all of it, you know? So grateful and honored to be here. Thank you for all the beings who are going to tune into this. At whatever point you are going to tune into it, this is intended for you to dive deeper into the conscience of yourself, your psyche, and what spirit is asking of you currently. So I'm super excited. We're going to do our reading for the collective. But before we do that, let's take a few moments to ground into yourself right now, into our own self. So I'm going to ground to myself, you're going to ground to yours. Then we're going to ground into as a collective, because that's what we're doing with these spaces. We're doing a collective experience of tuning into what we require and what the collective is moving as. Because we always move together in unity, right? Whether we like it or not, we're always still moving. And sometimes there can be disparities between all of it. So I'm going to help us ground into this vibration. I have some incense, some herbs that I'm going to light for our ancestors and the beings before us and our guides as well. I'm going to take a sip. I'm going to do the readings and then we'll go ahead. So I'm super excited because it's been a month since I came on live and I'm really, really cool. I mean, I'm really, really excited, but I'm really cool too, whatever. I think, personally. I think if you don't think you're cool, there's a problem. There's a problem if you don't think your own self is cool. I can't believe I said that out loud, but whatever. Okay, so we got the vibes going. I'm going to light some herbs here. These are ancestral herbs. I've rolled them with intention. These have no cannabis in them. These are organic herbs that I have chosen to mix the certain properties together to ensure that they give a certain vibration off. These are also dedicated to my ancestors and my master teachers and my loved ones. So hello, all the beings coming through. Hello, hello. My name's Anoushka. If you are looking for a reading today, we're doing an animal card reading. So if you want one, just say I, and I will give you a card reading. So I'm going to light the herbs right now. Again, these are organic herbs that you can actually get from me if you Google or a search on Instagram, CXPX Herbal Blends. So I'm going to tune into this vibration right now, so just give me a moment. Also gonna give it to my ancestors. Okay, so this is gonna be lit up for the rest of the duration of the session. We're gonna use the cards. I'm just gonna use the smoke to cleanse the cards so we can start a new cycle. I feel like every live I do is a new cycle. Every time I show up at different events doing my readings, it's a new cycle. So also using that as a way to restart the energy of the cards. So I am doing a animal card reading. If you would like an animal card reading, they are complimentary. Just say I, and you can get an animal card reading, okay? For people who don't know who I am, my name is Anoushka D'souza. I'm an Akashic healer, meditation, integration coach. I've been this since 2010. Since 2016. I've been practicing in the philosophy of yoga since 2010. So I've been in it for a little bit. I wouldn't say a while because everyone's on their own path, and there's teachers before me who have done it for a little bit longer. But these cards have different animals on them. So if you see, like, this one is interesting because it's a snake. So each card has a different animal on it. And the animal represents something that spirit and your guides, your ancestors, your master teachers, and your loved ones are wanting to relate to you. And in turn, what your own psyche is asking of you. Okay? So I'm going to do one for the collective. Then I'm going to do for whoever is gone, whoever says I first, and then we'll go there. Okay? Perfect. So the collective message for all of us right now today. Woo, the collective message. I'm excited for this. It's important. It's important because how we move as a community and where we're going as a collective, is important. Okay, so we got the zebra or the zebra, depending where you're at in the world, the zebra or the zebra. Someone got this last month as well, so that's interesting. So the zebra is open-mindedness. This is more than one, there's more than one way of looking at things. You must be ready to accept alternative viewpoints and new ideas. You must open your eyes to new ideas and new ways of resolving problems. Okay. So as a collective, the spirit is asking us to be more open-minded. Okay. Seeing things from a different point of view. So it's interesting because we say, does the zebra have white stripes or black stripes, right? Is it white with black stripes or is it black with white stripes? And it's actually both. There's both ways of seeing it. And so spirit is asking you to look at things from a multi-dimensional perspective. And there's a meditation that I usually like to share with my clients who struggle with multidimensionality, because we all are multidimensional. We just have to tap into what that means and exercise it like a muscle, like every single part of us. When we exercise that muscle, like our multidimensionality, like our creativity, we start experiencing it more and envisioning it more. So spirit is saying to be more open, to look at the problems or the issues or the things that you're dealing with most right now in the most unique way. Because if you look at it from a different perspective, or instead of saying, this is the only way I've done it and this is the only way it can work, but it's not working that way, first of all, you can sit in meditation. So I'm going to give you that meditation right now. And it is when you sit in meditation, you're going to close your eyes. And when you sit in meditation and you close your eyes, you're going to imagine you're going from the problem or the situation, and you're looking at it as if you're zooming out. So you know the zoom in, zoom out button on the computer that we use? Imagine that you can do that with your life. We can. And that is called the multidimensionality meditation. I will put that out on YouTube as my next meditation. Right now I am working on one that is it's a meditation, trigger warning. It's a meditation on for people struggling with suicidal thoughts. So that's going to come out within the next week. So if you follow me or aren't following me yet on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, because you'll be able to, I need to put some lotion on my hands. You'll be able to get that meditation. Now for this multidimensionality meditation, imagine as you're zooming out, you're zooming out, you're zooming out until you see the problem from a top of the view or bird's eye view. You see from the top, okay, and then you see it from the side, and then you see the problem from the underneath. And that is what I call understanding it, overstanding it, and understanding it. So do you understand a situation? Are you seeing it from the bottom up? Do you see a problem from the overhead view of it? Overstanding it. So you're zooming out from the problem, from this is my problem, to let me just step out and zoom out and see what's happening from a broader perspective. And that's how you can also see it from a multidimensional perspective. That's one aspect of multidimensionality. I'm getting a lot of downloads about multidimensionality right now for you guys, and so I'm just going to do it one thought at a time, so it makes sense and I'm not rushing, but you're also getting what you came here for. So going back to Zebra energy and being open-minded, if you're going through something right now, which we all are going through something right now, but you feel like, oh, I'm so used to going it through this way, but it's not making sense and it's not working, but it's the only thing you've known. Remember that if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, what is that? That's insanity. So you have to move out of your comfort zone and look at things from different perspectives. Hence, you can use the multidimensionality meditation that I just gave you to look at it from an overstanding perspective, an understanding perspective, and from different sides. That in itself, from what I've noticed and witnessed, is you'll see another way in through the problem, and you'll see it from a different point of view and a different because you're at a different vantage point. You're not seeing it from a one train track anymore. You're seeing it from multiple tracks, and that is how you also activate your creativity. So be open-minded. This is the version of the insights for the collective. If you have any questions on that, let me know. I saw somebody ask for a reading, so somebody said I. Let me see where we at. Hi, Zach. Queen of Punchali. Okay. Shout out to Australia. Thank you, Noel Man. Okay, Laverne Pippard, 1826. I saw your eye. Yes, Manish Senwar, I can do a reading. But Laverne Pippard, 1826 is going to get one first. Hello, Inyo Koala Elagui, N4B. And hello, Lissa. Welcome. Okay, perfect. So we are going to do the reading for Laverne Pippard. I hope I'm saying that right. Laverne Pippard, 1826. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, okay, we got it. Okay, so your card is the antelope. Okay, it's about decisive action. You're being told to unequivocally that it's time to get moving. Set your intentions, take action towards making your dreams a reality. You have a door in front of you, and trust your instincts here. So the antelope, first of all, they remind me of the deer energy, because any crazy moves that you do, the antelope's like, whoa, that's a little too much. But they have these protective horns that are very unique, but also for defending. And so you're saying, like, whatever you're waiting on, it's time to stop waiting on it. You don't have to wait on it anymore. You need to actually get moving. Use your Manipurna energy, and the Manipurna energy actually sits in the core of who we are. And it's like you need to act more than you need to observe right now, because you've done your observing, is what I'm getting. Now there might be some hesitancy that comes up, so it's like spirit is like, set your intention. Where are you going with this action? Where am I intending to go with the result, right? What is the ideal outcome that you want to see? And as you take the steps, you'll notice that you might have to pivot. You're like, oh, I tried this isn't working, pivot. Okay, this is working, but not this. So you drop the other thing, then you pivot again, and then you start pivoting until you look back and you're 10 steps forward from where you were, because you set the intention of where you want to go. So to always be intentional with where you're going, especially with this one thing that you're like, you need to act on it. Like, just do it, and then you'll find the next steps as you slowly take the first steps and then pivot based on the data that you receive. And the research as well, because you don't want to throw out the data and the research, because if you're going to keep doing the same thing again and again, not getting the result that you want, again, that is insanity, right? So try a thing, set the intention first and foremost, then try a thing. After you try a thing, then say, okay, that worked, but this didn't work, or this is more like it, this is not it, right? And this intention has to be towards your dreams. It has to be towards making sure that the dream that you want to live comes into reality. So the vision that you're seeing needs like here and that like, oh man, I wish I could see that what happened for me one day, or you're like saying I wish, that wish can actually be a reality. It's like I intend, that is my inevitable reality. Saying, believing, anchoring into the beliefs of intentions that believe that you're going the direction that you came here to live and be on this earth is the best way you can move forward. Okay, so there's a door in front of you, there's an opportunity being presented to you, and Spirit's saying act, and from there you can then take the necessary actions and doing the pivot experience that I provided you. But you have to trust your instincts, because and know when to defend yourself, right? Because the antelope will defend when it needs to and will back away when they need to, and they can sense fear and when something's not right. They have to, for survival instincts, because if they can feel something's not right, if there's a crocodile, like something's off, they're being preyed on, listen to that, act on that. If you don't know how to trust your instincts, work on that. Work on your intuitive experience. If you don't and you need more help, I can support you in that. If you go to my link in my bio, I have Akashic healing sessions or Akashic soul activation sessions. Each session is $99 for the first 4 sessions, and that's Canadian. So I'm not sure where you're at, but that's available, and I can support you through this process if you're ready and willing. So that is your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. I super appreciate it. Okay, who else is here? Okay, so Laverne Pippard, 1826. Let me know what you thought about your reading. If there's any insights that you want to share, I'm happy to hear them. And then we can go from there. I don't see anyone else asking for a reading, so that I'm going to do one for myself. Oh, yes, and Manisa Anwar. Manisa Anwar. I'm in the hospital due to a liver failure, never drank, never smoked, yet I am here. Doctors will say it will take 5 to 6 months to recover. I'm so sorry that you're going through that. That's really intense, and I can't even imagine what that's looking like. But usually liver stuff is about anger, repressed anger within the body. And so when people struggle with liver pain, is because there's something there that you need to release as well. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with you on the physical body. There probably is, and I'm not sure what that is, but from an energetic standpoint, which I believe, and this is a little bit controversial, that every single being struggles with, if they struggle with a disease, it started as a thought, and then a thought turns into experience, and experience turns into a habit, and a habit creates a lifestyle, and then there you go, the disease gets created from that. It just doesn't show up randomly. So with that being said, I'm sorry to hear that you're experiencing that, but if there's any anger that you're currently going through, or repressed, actually something about your father, to be honest, is coming up. I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm hearing anger regarding your father, and you need to let that go and work on that. And I know it's not easy because you're in you're in the hospital, but if you can take some time to write out what that anger is about and talk to your liver and work some things out, you might see some significant changes as well. So I hope that helps in that way, but I'll definitely give you your reading. You're more than happy to. Okay. Oh. Ooh. I got your reading. 1 second. Okay. Your reading. Cardinal. I don't know if you know what cardinals are, but they're beautiful birds. So basically this bird it's all red, and we see them in different parts of the world. We see them definitely a lot here in North America, a lot during the summertime, and they're starting to show up right now because it's springtime here. And so cardinal, you actually got 2 cards, to be honest. One of them was the antelope. You got decisive action. So there's some things that are coming your way that you have to make a decision about. So that was interesting that cardinal came up Antelope came up the second time for you particularly, and you got the Cardinal. So Cardinal is adventure. You need to live up to your fullest potential, explore new directions, and take risks in order to grow as an individual. Change may be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. Very similar to the Antelope card. This is very similar to the Antelope card. So this is what the card looks like. And it's interesting because when the Antelope card came out, I was like, oh, why does this card come up again? But I knew it was a message for you. And anyways, I put the card back, and then I was like, no, give me a different card. And then this card came up, and then it's very similar. It's about adventure. Well, it's about adventure, not about action, but it has to act. Adventure needs to happen with action. And adventure cannot happen if you don't take prepared steps. Because most adventures, even some people who do them spontaneously need to also be prepared. They need to book flights. They need to book accommodations. They need to take care of food. They need to make sure they have enough money, right? So all the kind of different kinds of adventures. So Spirit's asking that for you to be mindful about your adventure that you're going to. You need to live up to your fullest potential, because that also could be why your liver is doing what it's doing, is because it feels repressed, like you're not living the life that you're actually meant to live. So it feels caged and closed. And you haven't taken enough risks, to be honest. So you need to take these risks in order to grow. And they're going to be really scary because you're not used to it. And you might be you potentially could be living a very square life. I don't know what your life is like, but what I'm hearing is that all the old stuff that you used to live like is not going to cut it anymore. You need to live like a whole different life in the way of like maybe your eating habits, your drinking habits, your sleeping habits. Not saying that you drink because you said you don't, but change it up in a way where it really sparks and activates you from like, yes, this is the life I really want to live. Okay? That is the reading. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, you let me know. For all of the new beings that are showing up here, welcome. I'm doing an animal card reading right now. These are the cards available. Or like these are the animals that show up. And based on where you're at right now and what message you need, you can get a complimentary reading from me. If you'd like to do this work further, you can go ahead to link in my bio and book a session. And they go deeper into your Akashic Soul session. So it's this, but even deeper. And I actually give you practical ways that you can change your life in the ways that you need support. So if you need support in that way, you're like, wow, that was really cool. That was really deep. Let's actually get you the work and the help and the kind of movement you need by booking a session. Link in my bio. Okay. So I'm going to do a reading. I don't see anyone else asking for a reading. Right? If you're here and you want a reading, press I or type I, and I'll be more than happy to give you a reading. I'm actually going to give myself one because I don't see anyone else asking for one. So I'm going to go ahead. Woo! Dang. Those came up fast. What the heck? This is so crazy. Basically, okay, this is so interesting. So these are the cards that came out. Mind you, I have a whole deck here, like a whole deck of animals. But the ones that came out were cards that I've already pulled, which is the zebra and the cardinal. So this is a message for myself. And also, I just wanted to add that we're all here in the circle together, and anyone that asks for a reading, there's definitely going to be some overlap because we are circular beings. So someone who's not in the frequency of the messages here are not going to be here because there's just not an alignment for them. So it's not an accident that I receive the same exact cards, because we're moved in circular experiences, okay? And because of that, certain aspects of different people's readings in this circle are going to be relatable because we move in circles, and someone who doesn't resonate will not be here, is my point. Okay, so so these are the two cards that I got. I got zebra and I got cardinal, which is again about adventure and being open-minded. So I will actually go ahead and do the meditation that I gave you guys By the way, I'm a meditation integration coach. So I teach people different meditations that they can do, not just sitting in silence and doing nothing. There's multiple and various styles of meditations that you can do based on where you're at, what season of life that you're at, what age, different things about where you're at can give you certain types of meditation. So I will be doing the multidimensional meditation, looking at things from an overstanding perspective, an understanding perspective, and an understanding perspective, and seeing, okay, how can I go about this in a way that really works for me? To be honest, I already have my answer. I've been doing a certain experience of my businesses in one particular way, in a way that my body and the way that I like to run business is not in alignment with my highest good. I've been running my other businesses in a very, like, this is what all business entrepreneurs should do, but it's not serving my highest good. So I got to download my meditation today to recreate the narrative of how I wish to see my business and the kind of clients and entrepreneur brands that I want to work with, because I run, again, multiple businesses, so I deal with different things. So that's what I feel like the open-mindedness is about, and looking at things from different viewpoints as well, which I feel like I do, but it's always nice to, sometimes you don't know what you don't know because you don't know, and because you don't know, it becomes a blind spot. Just like, that's why you always have to be able to see what is in my blind spot, literally, just like driving. So it's important to know that we all have a blind spot, so we can go into it and be like, oh, I didn't know that. Well, of course you didn't, because you didn't take the time to look into your blind spot. So I can have some things there as well, so I'm gonna go look into that. Cardinal adventure. I love cardinals. I'm such a big fan of cardinals, and I actually saw a real cardinal the other day last Friday. I was at a friend's house, and the cardinal came right up to me at the window, and I was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful, it's a cardinal. And I pick those, I don't take those lightly, and so it's interesting that I'm getting the cardinal again. And it's about adventure, and I love adventures, but adventures require preparation. I'm going to read it again for myself. Okay, so it's asking me to take risks in new ways as well. So how I'm usually used to doing things, and just take a whole different new route. And to be honest, I have been doing that, but I can definitely go further. So how can I take a new risk? How can I take a new risk right now that continues to build the life I want to live, right? And as we continue to say, I want to build a life I want to live, okay, how are you going to pivot into the real life? How are you going to pivot your dream to make it real life? Because it's one thing to be like, oh, I wish, but it's another thing to actually see the vision and speak it and live it from the heart space, and then actually birth it. Using your heart and your core and your feet, which is our root chakra, to allow ourselves to say, I'm actually going to do this. I'm actually going to live the life that I want to live, and this is how I'm going to do it. And it might not happen overnight for you, although it might for some people, depending on how energetically charged this experience is, because you never know. Some crazy things happen, right? Like, you might win, like, applied for a sweepstakes and you win a car and you just never knew. Or you win $5,000 or $20,000. You just, like, things could, but instead of just winning something, like, certain things might align. You're like, oh, you get, like, something out of the blue. So things like that can happen anytime to us, but we have to also be able to be open to that, right? And susceptible to that. If you don't see that, how's that going to come to you? But being open to that is something important as well. So that's a message that I'd like to share. Okay, so let's ground, because feel like I've been talking a lot right now. Okay. Is there anyone else here that wants to do a reading? If it is, say I, and I'll be more than happy to do one. If not, we're going to wrap up, and this will be end of today's readings. I'm going to wait to see if anyone else wants to do reading. If you want to do reading, just press I or type I. I like doing these because it allows me to activate my knowledge and insight. I have a lot of it internally, and Spirit has been asking me, like, speak to the people, enlighten them, guide them, And I do that with my one-on-ones, but Spirit's like, you need to connect with the outside world so they can know that you exist, and they can receive your gift as well, so they can be better and do better. The way that my clients have elevated like 10 times because I've been showing up and doing the work with them is, it's not for the weak. It's not. Because there will be some crazy things that happen. You're like, I didn't expect that to happen. But it's like, yeah, you did. You wanted this. You wanted, not this experience, but you wanted like when I say this, I mean the Akashic Soul sessions leading to an unexpected experience that you might have not wanted because it feels so uncomfortable. Because it literally took something from you that's so comfortable, but it only just cleared the path so you can actually live the life that you want to live. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, so I don't think there's anyone else wanting a reading here. So thank you so much for everyone tuning in. I'm so grateful. My name is Anoushka D'souza. Please hit that subscribe button. I have some more meditations coming out. A meditation right now that I have that's for people struggling with suicidal thoughts. I've been through it. I know some people who have died because of it. So I feel like it's part of my work on earth to support people the best that I know how, and I do have some skills that can help people alchemize their pain into power. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be out within this next week, between now and Monday. I feel I'm just working on some last minute touches, and then I will definitely do the interdimensionality meditation for you guys, because that came up right now for us. So thank you. It was because of you that I've decided now that the next meditation on my YouTube page is going to be about multidimensionality. If you have any questions, you can find me on Instagram, and my email is on my Instagram. You just hit that contact button. You can send me an email about how you can receive support and anything about the reading. If it's anything that's offensive or scammy, I'm blocking you. I'm reporting you. I'm just letting you know, I'm drawing that energetic boundary right now. So based on that, if you have any questions about the readings, you can send me an email. If you go to my Instagram, if you even just type it up, Anoushka D'souza, you'll find it. And my Instagram @handle is NuNewsVibes, NuNusVYBZ. But if you just Google it, Instagram, Anoushka D'souza Instagram, you'll find it. So thank you for tuning in. Definitely appreciate you tuning in. I hope the insight's exactly what you needed. You got the collective insight as well. And I was even able to share my insight. So I appreciate y'all. Next one, I will give you the date on what the next one's going to be. We do these every month. So happy to be here and support. Stay tuned. I think keeping them every the 13th, so everyone knows, okay, next 13th, Anoushka's going to go live. That way you know every time, so you'll have it in your mental note. Anoushka's going live on the 13th. So I think that's what Spirit's asking me to do right now. So I think I might just do that. So June 13th, I will be live. Lots of love and peace.